Good morning. Sorry I'm late. My phone was updating, so I had to stand here and wait for it. So, one of the things that we have to watch when, if you've got a problem that you're facing right now, and we all have something that we're facing, when it gets to be really big, our problem can become our story. And you have to face your problem. One of the things that we struggle with is when we've got something that's going wrong, we don't face it, we ignore it. As my wife says, there's an elephant in the room juggling and eating peanuts, and everybody ignores that it's there and just keeps giving it another bag of peanuts and doesn't talk about the problem that's going on. Everybody just ignores it. So you have to face the problem that you're dealing with, but when you face it, you got to make sure that you don't make it so that your problem becomes your story. A lot of us end up defining ourselves by our problem. If you've ever met somebody who is always sick, that's their way of getting connection and getting love and getting rapport with people, is they've always got some sort of sickness. You can also find people who've always got, their problem is they've always got a problem. They're going to tell you everything that went wrong in their life. Well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Because there's plenty of people that have had everything in their life go wrong, and they look at it as a gift. They look at it as, a way to grow and a way to learn and a way to help other people. So it isn't what happens in our life, it's how we respond to it. So when we face that problem, we got to make sure to not have it become our story, and all we do is go around and tell our story over and over and over again. It's good to tell the story and get out. It's good to get somebody's perspective. It's good to solve the problem. It's good to solve the issue and have people help you. But if all you're doing is going around and talking about and telling other people your story, then you're wrapped up in your story and you're not actually solving your problem. And when you're wrapped up in your story, you're never going to get past it because it becomes all around you. It encompasses you. I used to have, I had this Tony Robbins friend, a guy named Steve Linder, who runs an NLP center now down in Florida, an amazing guy. And he used to do this beautiful presentation where he would take out a a garbage bag. And he would say, this is a problem. And he said, now, it can be folded up and put into something this small. And if you really wanted to, you could take the problem, you could learn the lesson, and you could throw it away. It's a garbage bag. It's meant to be thrown away. Problems are meant to learn the lesson and use them for what is good and then get rid of them. So he goes, but what a lot of people do is they'll take this problem and they'll keep it in their pocket for when they need it. And when they're feeling down or when they're feeling like they need to be connected, they'll take it out, and then he would unfold it and he would make the bag big. Then he would fill it full of air and he would put it over his shoulder. And he would say, there's people who carry their problem around and make it really big so that everybody sees it. Here's my problem. Here's the thing that's going on. I'm going through a divorce, or this person left me, or this person left me for another person and left me scorned, or I got fired from my job, or I got sick, or I had a family member that got sick. Whatever it is, here's my problem. And they go around and they show everybody their problem and they tell everybody their problem. And then he would say, and then they go to therapy, and then here's what happens in therapy because you have to sit there and talk about your problem. And he would put the garbage bag over his entire upper body. And he would say, now they're surrounded by their problem. And it's always part of who they are. It defines them. And so as they go around, now their problem surrounds them. The problem is they can't see anything beyond this problem. One of the things you have to do to get past your problem is you've got to define it in solvable terms. You've got to look at it as something that can be fixed. And the way to do that is to keep it in perspective. Because there's always people that have survived way worse than whatever you're dealing with. I don't care what it is that you're dealing with. Go hear the story of people who have survived the Holocaust. Their story is way worse than yours, I guarantee it. So then Steve would make a little air hole through the bag, and then he would say, really, all they need to do is this. And he would rip open the garbage bag and throw it away. And he would say, once you rip through your problems and you throw it away, then you don't have that problem anymore. And you've learned the lesson, which means you've built muscle. So now that problem isn't going to bother you, but it's also not just that problem. You've expanded your sphere of influence, so you're going to be able to deal with many other problems. So whatever you're facing now, understand that problems are a gift. They're put there to make us more of who we are. They're not going to go away. You're always going to have problems. Problems equal solutions. Solutions equal change. Change equals more problems. What you want is greater quality problems. You and I have talked about that before. You know, I made so much money, I got to pay a lot in taxes. That's a quality problem. That's the type of problem that you want. You know, I'm so in love with my spouse that it's hard to go to work because I want to spend every moment with them. That's a quality problem. So you want to increase the quality of the problem, but the way to keep it in, the way to define it in solvable terms is to keep it in perspective and to not make it your story. So whatever you're dealing with, if it's something that you're telling everybody about all the time, you're probably making it your story, and it's time to put it in solvable terms, learn the lessons, and move on from that problem on to the next thing. Have an awesome day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.